Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and welcome to Bruffy in 4K resolution videos. I've been making quite a few upgrades during January and it's culminated in basically a lot of things that will improve things for me in terms of I've sort of changed up my setup and made it easier for me to do things, set switcher boxes and cabling and things like that. And also things that are going to be better for you. Ava Media sent me a live game of 4K for gameplay capture, and obviously this new camera as well, which I'll talk about. And in the end, it comes to streams are now 1080p 60 FPS rather than I used to be doing them at 720p 60 and 864p 30, which was the best I could do. 1080p 60 FPS streams, which look really nice now. And also those streams are natively recorded at 4K. So I've had all of the overlays that you see here and in general on my videos all remade to be 4K natively. The camera that you're watching me through here is a brand new camera that is recording at 4K as well. And it's replacing a webcam that I've had since I started streaming really, or at least started making a proper PC and a proper setup since 2014, and it's still the same webcam that is on the setup cam there. So it's quite a big difference from what I used to have. But yeah, it's a big upgrade that I've been doing in January, and it's taken a lot of time, a lot of work. But I'm really excited for what videos are going to look like for you guys going forward. And let me know also if you prefer this sort of camera for these kind of videos. If I'm going to do a vlog style video like this, which I used to do fairly regularly, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, but I kind of got out of the habit of doing it. But now the way that I can do it is so much easier. Everything's just set up and ready to go that I maybe, bring them back at least a little bit. And if I do that, do you want to see it with, full screen camera like this? Or do you prefer it with all the overlays on and things like that? But for this video, we'll keep it like this, I think. So the only thing really that isn't in 4K and my whole setup now is actually the gameplay itself. Obviously playing on the PS4 and the Xbox One. I do have an Xbox Series X, but we're playing the Xbox One version of GTA, and the PC as well. I'm going to do some upgrades for the gaming PC to ideally get the gameplay a little bit higher. But for now, there's nothing I can do about the console version as they run at 1080p 30 FPS. The PC version I'm currently running at 1080p 60 FPS, but again, like I said, I'm hoping to upgrade that, and we'll see what happens with the enhanced versions of GTA, whether they're going to make 1440p or something like that. And it's basically future-proofing. I have the capability to display 4K game natively if I can run it. So I'm future-proofing, and it doesn't matter that it's 1080p because it's still going to look a lot better in a 4K video, and everything else that you see on the screen is also natively 4K as well. And it is worth watching in 4K even if you're on a 1080p or 1440p screen, because YouTube gives much higher bitrate to 4K videos and 1440p over 1080p, for example. It's why I've been sort of upscaling my videos lately to 1440p from 1080, even though I've been recording at 1080. You're probably not going to notice it too much on this video because there isn't an awful lot of motion going on, but certainly the next few videos, just try it, watch it 1080 for example, even if you're on a 1080p screen, and then go to the settings cog in the bottom right corner of the player and set it to 4K, and you'll see a big difference. It'll just look much smoother and just more detailed. And yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to get the experience of watching my videos in closer to a quality that I see them sort of natively when I'm editing, and the gameplay that I'm actually playing on the screen. 1080p on YouTube, really, it's not that great anymore. YouTube really doesn't do a very good job. So I'm really excited for you guys to try it out, and hopefully you'll appreciate and enjoy the better quality that the videos will be at. The first videos will be coming this week. I'm not quite done with the whole setup change yet. There are some new things going to be coming as well, but I wanted to get this video out just to sort of introduce you guys to the 4K videos that are going to be coming. Wednesday we've got a Project Homecoming racing video. Friday we've got Random All, and then Sunday we've got the first Gfred of the year. Those are all going to be in 4K. They were recorded in 4K. They're getting uploaded to YouTube in 4K, and I think you guys will you'll notice the difference even if you're on a 1080p screen. Like I said, it's going to look a lot nicer. I just can't wait for you guys to try it out. I am planning to do a new room tour video when it's all finished. Like I said, I'm not quite there yet. There's going to be new things in various places, but once I've got the setup to where I want it to be, I'm going to first of all update the setup page on my website, bruffy.com/office setup, or just setup gets you there. But that's still with all the old setup that I had. I'm going to do a big update of that page with all the new stuff that I've got, the new camera, the new monitors that I got, things like that. It's going to all be there. And I want to do a new room tour video because the previous one, whilst sort of the bookcases at the back, they haven't largely changed, it's been a much bigger change from now to the previous setup than the previous setup to the setup before that. Like, I did 2 room tour videos that were a few years apart, and the room looked kind of the same, even though it was in a different house. So this has been a much bigger change, and I can go more in depth on sort of the smaller things that I've got that make my setup a bit easier for me to do when it comes to streaming and things like that. And yeah, just give you guys a new look through the eyes of this camera, you know, where I can actually move it around and show you guys from my perspective the entirety of the new setup. But I need to wait until it's all completed before I can do that. It's also been a long time that I've kind of been sort of ahead of the curve a little bit with this sort of thing. Back in 2012, when I first started making videos regularly, most gaming videos on YouTube were 720p, and that wasn't good enough for me. I didn't really want that. I wanted 1080p videos. So I put in a little bit of extra effort and did my best to make sure that I was putting out 1080p videos, because that was kind of the best you were going to get back then, and I always wanted to be at that level. But it stayed at 1080p until now, so nearly 10 years, and it got increasingly to the point where it wasn't good enough for me anymore. I wanted to have that better quality for you guys to hopefully enjoy my content at a higher quality as well, and also for me to future-proof. Like I say, you know, 1080p gaming is kind of getting pushed to the side a little bit. 1440p gaming is becoming more possible, and even 4K at lower frame rates. So as the technology improves and gaming at higher resolutions becomes more doable, I want to be able to have things set up that I can take advantage of that, and also you guys are able to watch that in the highest quality possible. So yeah, we're kind of a little bit ahead of the curve, at least in terms of gaming. I'm probably not going to be playing games at 4K 60 FPS in any time in the next year or something, but I am planning to do some upgrades to the gaming PC, and maybe we won't be too far off, and at least as the quality increases, you guys will see that as soon as it happens, rather than me having to upgrade everything, or the quality increases, I'm playing at 4K and you're still watching a 1080p video. That makes no sense. So it's nice to be in this position. And of course, the first 4K video on the channel wouldn't be complete without showing off Summer in 4K. The puppy, she's getting a haircut very shortly, her first haircut. She is only coming up to 6 months old, and she has been out playing in the snow this morning. But yeah, it wouldn't have been right to not have her in the video, so you can see her in glorious full screen 4K beautifulness. But yeah, apart from that, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to introduce you guys to the fact that most of my videos will be in 4K now, so make sure that you're watching in 4K if you have the option to do so. And yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support. Hopefully you enjoy the videos even more now going forward, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.